Welcome. About to get lit. HavoK ESports Podcast Season 2. I'm your host, the most, HavoK Nades. Thank y'all so much for joining. If you're going to be watching this as a video, and big shouts out to you as well over on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, HavoK ESports. We'll have more of that out to come on the Twitter. If you haven't been following us on Twitter, HavoK Esports. Let's follow that. It's the OG. You already know how we like doing it. So, big shouts out to everyone that's going to be watching. We're going to get into some topics today. Generally, what we're going to be doing is talking about some of the big five, and we'll be going over that in just a second. But let's get right on into it. Taylor. And we're with my good friends, Prophecy, as well as Shark. We're back.
How we doing, everybody?
Back at it.
We're back at it.
Glad to be back, man.
Yeah, let me go ahead and...
I'm not in Starbucks, guys.
These or McDonald's or Taco Bell.
Exactly.
Hey, Shark upgraded.
Exactly. So it's good to have Shark finally on internet. You know, I think we had a lot of issues.
We're doing the podcast from Starbucks.
Exactly. So we're going to be starting it out good this year. Season 1, Episode 1. Like I said, I'm your host, Nades. We're going to be, every single week we're going to be here with Shark and Prophecy. We're going to be having special guests every week as well. So if you'd like to be on a podcast in the future, please either reach out to myself, Prophecy, or Shark. Our ads are all on page at HavoK Shark, at HavoK Prophecy, or at HavoK Nades. Also, anyone who's looking for adding one of their friends, possibly if you know someone trying to get onto the team, either on a game or as a streamer, then hit one of us up as well, and we'll definitely look into that. So,
excuse me, everybody.
Big topics we're going to be going over each week. Definitely, it's going to keep everyone entertained. Just like we did last season, we're going to have the big topics we talk about every single week, and then we're going to have a few things thrown in extra, so it's going to make every single podcast, more out there for everyone. So you're going to be able to like certain things on the podcast. Sometimes you won't like things, and that's okay. So we're trying to give a good variation of everything for everyone. So I'm excited to be here. I didn't know if we were ever going to get the podcast back on there, but we got it up and going. I think it was something that Shark and Prophecy both didn't want to have leave the team, but I'm glad that we're definitely getting that back up and rolling.
Season 2,
man. Season 2. So, like I said, we're going to be going over big topics. Mainly the big topics we're going to be going over COD, Halo. Now instead of H1Z1 and the PUBG scene, we're just going to be calling it Battle Royale because now we have a new game, Fortnite, in the mix. So it's 3 different games. So those are all going to be talked about within that subtopic. Organization news. That's where we're going to be talking about what's going on inside of the org. So definitely, if you're here, you definitely do want to listen to that. And if you can't make it to a podcast, then you definitely want to watch the YouTube and just see what's going on with that section. We're also going to be orienting a game for all of us to play that takes some of the stress off of me being a host, as well as makes it entertaining for us to be here too. We put a lot of time and work into this behind the scenes, so it gives us a little bit of break. It lets us laugh a little bit, as well as we're going to be going over a new topic, which is going to be members news. So anything that you would like, kind of like a bulletin board. So if you're going to be in upcoming tournaments, if we're going to be sending people somewhere, like to NOLA that's coming up, we're going to be talking about that. So anything that you guys want us to announce on the podcast, just come to us. If we think it is worth being on there, then we'll definitely pop it up there for you guys. Oh, that pretty much covers the introduction. Now we're going to jump into probably the biggest topic this week. Like I said, it's the introduction, Season 1, Episode 1. So we're going to be going over COD. Call of Duty. It's back to boots on the ground. Everyone's happy for that. I was a little bit worried going from, a mechanic system to where you could do pretty much anything. Jetpacking. Exactly. So I was a little bit worried we weren't going to be, how can I put this, entertained with the game as long as like what I was with Black Ops 3 or any of the other movement system games, just because they took everything away from us. No sliding. The only thing we can do is dolphin dive. So it's basically back to where it was at in, I think it's Black Ops 1 is the same movement system as what this is. So So we're going to be going over what we think is going to be going into NOLA, as well as a few other topics, but we'll be covering those in just a second. So Shark is, he's put a lot of money, time, sweat, and tears into the COD team. I think this is the best COD team that we've ever had as an organization, if that's correct in me saying. So
Yep, best placing.
Absolutely.
Best placing today, top 32.
Exactly.
We expect some more out of them, but hey, best placing for us. We're still happy.
Okay. So going into NOLA, we're going to be carrying the same team that we had in Dallas. So Shark, if you want to go over with us who exactly we do have on the roster, because even some people within HavoK, if they're not following the COD scene, they don't know who we have and what their background was. So if you want to go
What's
over
up,
that.
Jesus?
Yeah, so for Dallas, we had Mike Ruiz, Cade, and Kelsey Exib, and Evan Holler. Finished top 32. Take it. Best placing yet. I'm happy. But we got good high expectations for them for New Orleans. We're excited. Unfortunately, due to a personal illness, Kelsey was unable to continue. So Exib is not on the roster anymore, and we picked up S&D star Baldy, and we're excited to see what he can do on land.
Definitely,
He just turned 18, so
yeah.
This is going to be his first event, and I will be attending NOLA. I'm very excited. Unfortunately, Shark can't make it this time, so it's going to be a little different without, I haven't been to an MLG event without Nick since I've been in HavoK, so this is going to be a first. I'm stuck with my girlfriend, unfortunately. Just kidding. I love her to death, but we should, honestly, top 16, that's what I'm expecting.
That's what we're hoping for. They're definitely capable. They're prepared. We'll see.
Oh, most certainly. With the high stakes there, a bunch of the roster jockeying that has been going on. I mean, it's a lot. So to have someone, or at least 3 members that have stayed together from Dallas to now, we should have definitely the edge over pretty much any team that has, swap players around. Like you said, with Kelsey having to leave, unfortunately, I think that might be the only issue. But seeing how Baldy played in the S&Ds just up to now, he's been doing good in the S&D. So I think if they can get, the hard points down and the capture the flags down and just have a concrete foundation going into it with clear heads, I think we will do good and we'll get a high place.
And remember, in Dallas, we didn't drop a single S&D. So
exactly. So now we got a bigger S&D star. So
and I've been watching some games, some of the streams, and Baldy's been doing just fine in the respawns as well. So we'll see what they can do in New Orleans. I'm sure they're real excited to be back on land, and they're gonna have Austin
Sledgehammer
screaming and yelling behind them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm getting muted round 1 again. Let's go. Unfortunately, though, Sledgehammer is coming out with an update this week before the tournament, so I don't know exactly what the update is. I don't know, Nick, if you looked into it, or Jonas, but I think it's with the gun mechanics, I believe. And
yeah, they're complaining. There's been a lot of pro players complaining about the M1 Grand being too powerful.
It's a 2-shot.
Unfortunate.
Yeah,
but it's a single shot, though. I mean, look at a sniper. I guess snipers thought, but
yeah, but then they're also talking about nerfing the car. So slower ADS
I mean,
time.
I have a biased opinion, right? Like in the first Call of Duty, World War II, one of the most viable guns was a Car 98. It was just the rifle with the iron sights. There was no scope. And the M1 Grand, I mean, in the first game was really weak. Not a lot of people used it.
Right.
It was available, but it was set up like Counter-Strike. So you were either allied guns or Axis guns. And so for the AR player, usually they would take the Browning, the BAR, over that M1 Grand in the first game. But I guess in this game it's super powerful. I haven't played it.
Just using it, having firsthand experience with it. Whenever you're fighting it with like a PBSH, because the recoil affects ADS for long range, everything up close. That's what they're thinking about nerfing, is basically just the up close kill rate. Just because whenever the kickback on the gun or the recoil on the gun isn't affecting it at close range, and they've seen that to be a problem, and that's why everyone's tweeting out about it and seen a lot of talk about it on Twitter. So I think if they could just try and figure out how how they can nerf it close range, then I think it would be.
PUBG, hell yeah.
So.
Yeah, PUBG.
PUBG, that car is bae.
Yes. So something that personally I haven't really looked out into much, but I know it's very relevant for these two just because they are the owners. So having a big, name in COD coming from E6 over to HavoK, definitely, there's a lot that has to go on behind the scenes to transfer something like that. So basically what I'm getting into now is the whole Cade and not receiving his money from E6. So Cade
Shark, you could take this one away.
Cade went to champs, and going to champs, they placed really high. 36,000 I think is what was up for grabs with that. So basically taking out the org's cut, everything like that. So Cade needs his cut. He's not receiving it, and is now being held basically at ransom because of there was no contract negotiation or anything like that. And I'm gonna let Shark primarily talk about all of this, just see what's actually going on with it, because to me it's just like a no-brainer.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, they were releasing Cade at the end of the Infinite Warfare season after champs.
Right.
They weren't going to play with him anymore. They didn't. The whole team left. Proto left.
Right.
So when we approached M. Ruiz and Holler and Cade, they were all free agents, as far as I know.
Right.
If Cade was still being held under contract, Enigma 6 definitely had every opportunity to contact us. They didn't. So the fact that they're holding his champs money, that's unfortunate. I haven't seen their contract. Enigma 6 has not contacted me about a buyout. Even though it really would have been silly, I don't think there's no reason to buy out that player. And I think if they held him on their bench and prevented him from competing, it would have looked bad for them anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, he was a free agent. If Cade made a mistake and he was still under contract, that's between him and Enigma 6. And if he loses his champs money over that, that's really a shame. It was just strange because they said that they wanted to contact us about a buyout, and they had every opportunity and never did. So they said they asked Cade to set up a meeting.
When we've contacted them multiple times.
Yeah,
I mean,
we reached out to them.
And even thinking about it,
they seen us in Dallas.
It's very unfortunate. Yeah.
That's like, let's
say
if you're
Jordan could have said something to me at Dallas. He didn't.
Let's say if you're a player in the NFL, are you supposed to, if you want to leave and go to another team, are you as the player supposed to reach out to the org? No, you've got other people that do that. Even
ownership
the organization,
and
it's the ownership
GM,
that should
baby.
go out and do that. So as the player, it shouldn't.
Managers and the owners.
Exactly, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be between the player to the org, and the player has to set up everything. You're the player for the team. So if you're trying to get onto a different team,
you can have people on your bench, just like the NFL. And if he was still under contract and he was on your bench, then you should have said something to us.
Exactly.
But you didn't, and now you're withholding his champs money. Whatever.
So to answer Blonde Jesus' question, has he had enough time to play with the team? So let's go over Baldy just a little bit. I know we introduced him to the COD roster, and he's 18 now. Mm-hmm. Coming from a background, what have you seen out of him? And, what are your thoughts on how everything's going to go just for him? Not the team itself, just for Baldy.
I'd rather comment on Baldy after New Orleans. I mean, he has been playing with the team
3 weeks.
Not too long after Christmas. Yeah, not too long after Christmas. So it's a short time frame, and you know what I mean? I don't want to judge right now.
It's longer than 75% of the teams, though, so.
But he gets to play on land, so, he's made a name for himself online. Let's see what he can do on land. I think he's up for the challenge. I think he's going to channel the excitement. I think he's going to feed off the other guys, and hopefully we have a good run.
I mean, that's what we saw with TK. Online Warriors. That's what everyone was saying, and then they won Dallas. So Online Warrior doesn't mean that you're not going to be good at LAN. So best of luck to Baldy. Best of luck to the team. Hopefully,
And speaking of TK as well, Jonas, last weekend we did play TK in the 2K.
Right.
We did take them to a third map, and we were tied on the first half of flag for a while. And remember, they won Dallas. They are winning most of, they're finishing top 4 in all the 2Ks.
It was online.
It is
the
true.
hard point was really close.
Absolutely.
It was a close game throughout, all the way up to like about 200 points, and then TK was able to win a few key gunfights and control the last hill.
Absolutely.
But the guys, brought it to them. So we'll see what they can do on LAN.
Well, I think a good integration into this COD that we've seen be brought back. I'm not going to say it's in a good manner quite yet because I still think that it's broken, but it's ranked play. So ranked play is definitely something that I enjoy.
I enjoy it myself.
It takes skill. It does. It basically matches you with players of your own capabilities to be, in a good match, pretty much. I think there are some bugs that they need to work out, such as the ban time. I don't think is long enough. So I don't think people really care about leaving it because it's 15 minutes. So you go play 2 online matches and you're good.
Absolutely.
So I think if they were to implement a system such as maybe the first time it's an hour or even like 3-hour ban.
Isn't the MMR like D rank penalty?
No. It's severe.
And the MMR and the D rank
if you leave the game
is broken as well. You can literally win a match. You can win a match and still get D ranked.
I got up to 2200 and I didn't leave any of my matches, and I got on one day and it says your changed to 1400.
I have complete confidence that Activision can fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they also
they had League play in Ghosts. They had League play in Black Ops 2. They should have had League play in every game. I don't know why they didn't, but
they also
penalize you back. And yeah, there's some bugs, but it'll get fixed. I'm not worried about it.
Leave, they need to fix 4v4 because I don't know about you guys, but any ranked game that I've ever played with ranked in it, they have a solo list and then they have a team list. You're like, what's the point of playing ranked if you can't go in with the full squad? Because I can tell you right now, I have aneurysms playing with random people because one, half of them don't have communication. They don't have mics.
That's how it is.
Yeah. And two, they leave. They always leave a game. At least, if I want to play with somebody, regardless of their skill, I know they're not going to leave the game and we still have an opportunity to, win it. Because playing respawns with 3 people in Call of Duty is a lot different than playing Halo with 3 people. Halo, I can do it. Call of Duty, it's so fast paced and the respawns are really quick. So, holding down a hard point with only 3 people is kind of really difficult.
Right. And to be honest, oftentimes I've found myself dropping 45, 50 kills and still losing just because of people who shouldn't be in that MMR that have been carried through maybe their first 10 matches or anything like that. And it's unfortunate. So I think they just need to figure out how they can make it a little bit better. I think they need to implement a little bit better system of the leaving, possibly opening it up to where that if you accidentally do leave a match, because that has happened to me before too, getting frustrated going to find a class and you accidentally leave the game, where you can join back onto the game. So I think possibly making it servers just like it is for GBs, I think that'll be the best way to go with ranked play. But, that's up to Sledgehammer. We'll see what they do in the future. So now it's something that I've really enjoyed. Big shouts out to Prof for getting me into it. We're going to be talking about Battle Royale, all the Battle Royale games, H1Z1, PUBG, everything as far as that goes. So, first and foremost, before we get into the two better
H1?
games, what is H1? Like, where is H1 at now? Like, you heard them release before the new year. It was about 2 or 3 months. You got Pineapple. It's probably the most known name in it right now, with the chicken dinner scrims, everything like that. But where are they at? They announced the Pro League, the minimum, salary at $50,000, but the game's nowhere. So, where
In H1 they announced that?
Yes.
Yep.
The minimum.
Yes, they did.
I know they did that for Overwatch.
No,
no, they did it for
minimum
H1 as well.
salary
Really?
For the
See?
H1,
I just
Z1
don't care
Pro
about
League
H1.
is 50 grand.
I never
50 grand
did.
for a
All
for a
of season
game.
1, I was like, no.
And it's falling apart. It's like,
Yeah.
where is it now? I remember whenever I used to play it, and it was like it was
We
popping.
all played it.
You had
Yeah.
Summit, you had Ninja, everything like that, and then PUBG came out.
Sleepy was playing
And
it.
it was kind of like
John was
50-50
playing
at the
it.
beginning. Obviously, you had the hype over PUBG, and then everything kind of leveled out. You had the people who hated PUBG and liked H1, everything like that. But now you got the new game, Fortnite, out, and now there's a lot of people on there. So it's like H1Z1 was basically the shittiest one of the two games, and between PUBG and H1Z1, that is. So now it's basically the whole thing is Fortnite and PUBG.
Yeah, let's talk about the real battle royales now.
Real battle royales, exactly.
Wait, in PUBG's off Arma 3's engine as well, right? Just as H1 was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's upgraded H1.
Pretty
So,
much.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
cartoony.
it's the same. It's
like
the same maker
Fortnite.
too. Player unknown.
True.
But
What's up, Jacob?
PUBG finally, finished their game. It's pretty much done. I mean, sure,
Yeah.
there's still desync
beta.
and lag issues sometimes, but we're out of beta. We're in 1.0.
Right.
They implemented vaulting. They also put in the desert map, new weapons. Just playing it this past weekend, I've already noticed better bullet registration. The game's way better. Some things I need to work
On PC.
on. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not playing on Xbox. You're lucky I play Fortnite on Xbox.
So we don't think PUBG's falling off. Definitely.
I don't. Some people do. I mean, some people think PUBG is kind of dying, and I think that's kind of silly. Like, yes, a lot of people are playing Fortnite and other games, but no, I don't think it's dying. They just had
Nice.
I know a lot of the big streamers aren't streaming it, or some of the ones that used to stream it a lot aren't streaming it and playing other
Summit and
games.
Ninja, they're playing Fortnite right now.
Yeah.
Right, definitely.
But Shroud is still hardcore
Absolutely.
on PUBG. And IEM Oakland happened. It was awesome to watch. If you didn't watch it, watch the replay. It was fun.
Oh yeah, super fun. Everyone was having a good time. They were killing each other. They would turn around in their chairs, talk crap. It was cool. It was. I
They were
watched.
in like their own little separate boxes, though. It was pretty funny. Like,
I thought they were in a circle as well. What's the?
no, that was H1. That was
That
H1.
was H1. Okay.
H1 was
Yeah.
funny. H1 was funny.
So,
At IEM Oakland, they had individual
Cubicles.
4-person
You're right.
cubicles.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It was just cool. It had the team logos for the premier teams. It was neat.
Shroud. Hello, Shroud. Quit CS to play PUBG. So obviously, PUBG is.
Well, he didn't quit CS to play PUBG. He quit CS to stream.
I know. But he don't play CS anymore. All he plays is PUBG. So.
Right.
So how's the new vaulting system? I mean,
Great.
I
In my
definitely
opinion,
want to play.
I think it's great. It's awesome.
Now, what's the leverage of something you can vault? Like, can you only vault over like vehicles?
You can jump through windows. You can jump over walls. You can climb up. Actually, like clamber up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some obstacles.
So is that a dedicated key, or is it just basically the spacebar like you're jumping and
The
automatically
default
does
is spacebar. Some people use a dedicated key, so they don't, jump
accidentally
or
vault or do
yeah.
anything? Kind of like with COD, to where you accidentally mantle on something. Yeah, that could definitely
Right.
be killed.
right. But the default is spacebar. It's easy to use.
Okay.
I'm really happy about it because I wasn't good enough, I guess, to jump through windows. Like, I couldn't get the pressing C and spacebar at the same. Like, you see all these people jumping through windows. Yeah, you got to hit crouch and spacebar at the same time. You got to time it right so that you can get it through the window. And I could never do it right.
Yeah.
So I'd still drop in like popular zones and like fight for kills and play, but people would have an advantage on me because they could get out windows.
I would get so pissed
Now
off.
everybody can get out the windows.
Exactly.
So
I would get
it
so
just
pissed
makes
off.
the
I'd be
game
trying.
It makes the game fair.
I'd have people right on my ass, and just so many times just having to run, and then you see a window, you're like, all right, I'm going to go out the window, and you jump, and you just slam right into the wall, and you're like, oh, you're up there, turn around, there's someone with a shotgun. Like, oh, yep, there we go.
One time I was able to jump through the window, and then I couldn't get back out the window. There was no door, and I died in the blue zone because I couldn't get back out. It was awful.
There's no door to your building?
Now you can jump in the room I was in. Like
I
I
was
jumped.
broken.
Oh. RIP. RIP rendering indoors for you.
Right.
It must have been beta.
But I'm really glad that they finished the game. Vaulting's awesome. The new desert map is great. I was nervous about it because I figured it's a desert map. Obviously, there's not going to be a lot of trees and things to hide behind.
And everyone's going to stick out like a sore thumb. You got a light
Right,
background,
but-
you got dark people, so...
But the map is not like that. It's actually like super terrains. There's a lot of hills and ridges.
Gotcha.
And in the original map, like I always felt that ridge cover was better than like tree cover, right?
Right.
If you have a good ridge or a hill. Now the map has a lot of terrain to it. It's not flat, so it makes it awesome. I've really enjoyed it so far.
Right. Definitely. So we definitely, I think we've already proven that PUBG is not falling off.
Hey,
Obviously, I want PUBG to go somewhere. Thank you for that sub, prestigious.
Thank you, Hayden, for the resub.
So I definitely want that to go somewhere. Implementing a league like what H1Z1 did, which I think was a
PUBG?
stupid idea for H1Z1. They're just putting way too much money into a game that's failing. I think they need to partner with someone else like PUBG or another game to get them up where they need to be. Possible buyout. But definitely PUBG is not falling off. It's not going anywhere for the time being, so that's good. But the real talk right now, memes are being made with just like regular people in the world. Fortnite is a game for pretty much everyone. Anyone can play Fortnite. It's free to play. It's put on systems.
It came out
as a complete game. They did their homework. They might have,
Quit being biased.
they might have got things from here and
I'm
there.
not biased. I've played it.
I'm messing with you. You got your first W the other night. How do you?
Yeah,
That was
you
on the
got a
Xbox.
solo
Well, that
W.
wasn't my first W. That was my first Xbox W.
That's what I meant on the Xbox.
So
Yeah.
PC, yeah.
definitely I think
I got wins.
I think that there are some things that they need to fix. Obviously, with any game, COD, PUBG, whatever it is, new
There's
updates
glitches in
come
all
out,
games,
and there's
man.
glitches. It's a game, it's a computer, so it can glitch. After the Christmas patch, I think things got a little bit rough with the building. There's stair glitch. There's a lot of things. Sometimes you'll lag through stuff. We saw that today whenever we were playing Prof. Just like
And that's the first time that I've noticed, because before, like you said, pre-Christmas, there wasn't really much of that. I don't know what they changed for that to happen, but like you said, you're trying to run up, build a staircase. You build the staircase and you go right through it. Occasionally you'll hear bullets being shot at you, but it's just, I guess, rendering.
Yeah, it's rendering.
Yeah, it's nothing. But other than that, it's like you said, it's free game. Everyone can play it. It's super fun. I'm excited about it. I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Definitely caters to a younger audience a little bit.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Cartoonish.
Yeah, but it's a good game.
Has a little bit of a wow feeling.
It's battle royale
fantasy
style
to it.
game, and
Exactly.
it's fun.
I just like how they implemented like the buying system in it. So it's a free to play game. However, like if you want,
You gotta buy the pass.
If you want to level up faster, you can buy the pass. If you want a certain character, you wait for it to go on sale and then you can buy it specifically. You don't have to spend money on crates hoping that you get it. You can go ahead and buy it.
Play PUBG, Hayden.
It's a lot of things.
He does.
I'm not hating. I like Fortnite. I've played it. I mean, it's definitely it's not a strategy game. That's why I like PUBG more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's absolutely.
It's a smaller map than PUBG.
It's
So-
full.
Yes.
It's full aggression and building.
Definitely.
And
I mean, you're talking about people who, on average, dropping 14, 15 kills a game. So I mean,
and the game does have lag issues.
Yeah.
It's definitely not my connection. It's
Absolutely.
The game
It's
has lag issues both on PC and Xbox.
Yep.
Absolutely.
more
But
so on consoles. But yeah, definitely.
so does PUBG and H1. It's just H1.
And Fortnite, not the actual game itself, but on Twitter, the Twitter handle is Fortnight League. They announced that they're going to be having a esports league platform for all platforms. So
That is correct.
Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And I am super excited because I'm going to be playing on the Xbox team with Nades over here as either, when he can. And two, our boy John is finally going to get to shine.
Speaking
And
about
I'm
John,
super excited to see this guy play in a competitive scene, because, he goes online. He's, like we all know, he's number 1 in kills on leaderboards for solo, number 2 in wins, chasing Mythic.
Definitely.
Very close, actually. He's actually catching up. And, that kid, I don't know if anyone's ever sat down and play, but the kid's an absolute monster at the game. Everyone has their game when they play.
Crazy.
Whether it's me for Halo, Shark for PUBG or COD, Jonas for COD, or everyone has their game, and John finally found his game, and he found a following and something he loves to do, and
we're super excited for John. We've stuck by him for a few years now, just because he's a great entertainer on his stream, and now he's number 1 on the leaderboards. The other thing is, once they implement custom games, and if they have LAN tournaments someday,
yep.
The
Epic Games Invitational?
Yeah, if they announce it.
Yeah.
They will.
John's not a stranger to LAN tournaments. You know what I mean? He's played Super Smash Bros. Melee. He was like number 1 in Texas.
He played Halo. He got top 16 in Halo 4 when we went and played in Dallas. So he's like you said, Nick. He's not scared of LAN whatsoever. And
he's not. He's been to LAN before. He knows what to expect. So, I think he'll go and he'll channel that energy, lean on his experience from competing in the past, and I think he'll be real successful.
Absolutely,
he'll finally get to shine.
Definitely.
And it's where Ninja and Summit have both subbed to him as well. So, and those guys don't just sub to anybody, and obviously they sub to him for a reason. So they know he's either maybe a future teammate or a threat. Yep, both of them sub to John. Absolutely.
What? That is crazy. So yeah, definitely with the backing of someone as relevant in in games such as PUBG, H1, anything like that on a bigger scale, coming to you and saying, okay, I see what you're doing and I'm going to support you.
And they don't even have their hand in just battle royale games. They're known everywhere. Twitch wide.
Exactly.
Summit played professional Counter-Strike. Ninja played professional Halo. These guys are superstars in gaming.
Exactly.
And they are the faces of Twitch now with the absence of the doc. So these guys are number 1 on Twitch, and it's an amazing opportunity for John that he's being recognized by these outstanding players.
Yeah, rest in peace to Doc. Won't get
rest
into
in
that.
peace, Doc, dude. Yeah. God, R.I.P., dude.
Yeah, won't
we
get
love
into
you, Doc.
That, but yeah, just for John to see all the growth that he's had. It feels good not only for I'm sure it feels good for John, but it feels good for the org. Just standing there and seeing the growth that he's got, because obviously, as an org picking up someone, you want them to grow, but with their growth, it also gets your name out there. You see down below in his Twitch, right there, big and bold.
Oh shit!
Is HavoK.
My bad.
Yep, no falling on us.
Sorry, I fell out my chair, everybody. My bad.
You need the life alert button.
Beep, 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 beep.
But yeah, that man is crazy, so I think he will do good, because, John can go from playing around to totally serious. I even saw that. I experienced that. Going into his stream, I think it was 2-3 days before Christmas, just going in there, seeing him lose one, and then I said, okay, I have a proposition for you. I said, if you win the game, for every kill that you get, I'll give you, I think it was, what was it? It was $5. It was $5. And then this kid
I was watching when you did.
Yeah. This kid drops 14 kills, so I dropped $70 on him. Was not expecting that at all. So I knew he would probably win.
Better put your money where your mouth is, Nate. Careful, John's gonna drop 30 next time.
Yeah, I know.
He's amazing. Because he keeps up with his stream on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Like, he's constantly engaging his chat, doing John.
And he doesn't pay attention to the game.
He barely pays attention to the game. Yeah. And then, but when he focuses up, oh my God, it's over. You'll notice once he's in the top 10, he kind of starts ignoring the chat a little bit more often.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because once he gets in that top 10 position, it's like okay, let me get this win real quick. So 5 minutes, let's ignore chat.
Yep.
And then
gotta get them footballs.
Exactly. So on the itinerary that I have wrote, us to go over. Halo had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so hopefully Prophecies came to the table to be able to talk to us for a good little bit about Halo, what's going on inside of Halo. Obviously, what I do know is MLG has picked up Halo, so that was
prayers,
huge.
dude. Prayers. They saved it.
That was like God looking over the cliff to hell, and it was like, okay, Halo, you can come up here now, and just pulling them out of something that
Power
they
pole
did not
extend,
want
dude.
to be in. So, I'm sure Halo is tipping their hat to MLG right now, but how do you think that this is going to go from a game that there's a lot of passion put into, obviously, to now be back to where it was at? Do you think it's going to get as big as what it was, or do you think it obviously has the dent, so it's probably not going to get back up to par, but it's definitely going to grow from where they are right now?
Well, as you guys know, the last Halo event was in 2012 or for MLG, Halo 4. And, they had H2A, HCS picked up, which was H2A was actually really big. We had a pro team. And then Halo 5 came out. It started with the pistol instead of the BR, which I don't agree with at all because I'm an old school player and I love the BR. And the community kind of died. There's maximum maybe 70 teams show up for a tournament.
Prophecy is the one above the name.
The whatchamacallit, I got a brain fart. They don't show up for events. There's no spectators anymore. The prize pool isn't as big.
Right.
And if you pick up a Halo team, no offense to Zephyr because he's in the chat and this is our new Halo team, one of our members, but there's not a lot of money to be made in Halo as of right now and in the past. And so, a lot of players, as you've seen, they retired from Halo or they went on to other games. Hook left Halo, went back to COD.
Definitely. It was the better
Enable
move.
left, Enable left COD. Crimsix and Formal left Halo. They all went to COD because Halo was dying. And, as you guys seen last year at Worlds, there wasn't nobody in that venue. And I just hope that it being back at MLG, drive all these old school cats and all these people that had the passion for Halo to bring it back. And hopefully we can get a maxed out team, team cab of 256 again, because grinding through that open bracket of 256 teams is definitely super fun. I enjoy it. I want to go to MLG event again for Halo because that was my roots. And, I've been going to these MLG events for Call of Duty and it's fun and all, but it's, it's not the same. Like we said, we just signed a Halo team. I'm really excited. They're really good guys. I got to sit down and talk with them. They win, a lot of these tournaments online. I know game battles for Pro Point starts on the 13th of this month, which is, I believe, today, right? Is today the 13th?
Today's
Today's the 8th. Okay, sorry. My days are... so in a few days, here comes, game battles again for Halo, which no one plays GBs on Halo. They had to go to like PGL or ESL. They had to go for cups. It's
exciting, right? Like MLG, MLG, used to run Halo. They moved on to other organizers, and now it's dying, right? So they had to make a play. That being said, obviously MLG isn't perfect with all the issues in Call of Duty with pro point systems and things like that. But I'm hoping that MLG can make an impact and Halo can grow again. I enjoy playing it.
And if you see, the scene still, for pro teams, it's still the same guys from 10 years ago. There's very few younger guys that are at the pro level still. You got Snipe Down, Pistola, Mikwin, Ninja, Ogre 2. All these guys are still playing.
I don't think it'll happen, but I mean, let's hope that MLG doesn't try to make Halo 18 plus. Let's hope. I don't think it'll happen, but
that's a good point.
It could.
Yeah. And we will have a team going to Orlando for Pawn and Clutch Shot, and I believe their fourth is, I don't know, they just picked up their new fourth, so I'm not too sure what his name is. And they do have a coach as well, so let's hope these guys can go and prove the world that we still have a Halo team for HVK, because me, I've been in the Halo scene for a long time, and I'm going to do what I can to help them grow and help them play against better players as much as I can, because in any game. You're only good as the people you play.
Right.
So.
Right, if you're out here playing pubs every single day, you're not going to get any better. You're a
Absolutely.
pub player, so.
Me, right now, I'm a pub player. I ain't no competitive Halo player no more. I'm just a pub player.
I mean, you reckon, though. You reckon. So definitely get you up there.
Yeah, Austin gives me the hard carry in Halo.
I just tell Nick every game, Nick, I need you to at least get 5 kills.
5 kills, okay.
It's all we need from Shark.
It's different, man. I've always played COD.
Shark's over there sweating, doesn't know what to do.
I did really enjoy Reach, though. I played the crap out of multiplayer Reach, but
I've never really gotten into Halo. I mean, after hearing it was a 90 gigabyte game, I kind of like shit the bed a little bit. I was like, "What in the world's going on here?" But downloaded it, played it. It feels solid. It's just I'm not used to it, so I think once I get used to it, then it will be more entertaining and more fun to play. But definitely a lot different than COD.
It takes a better shot. You have to have a really good shot to play Halo, and team shooting is definitely a plus.
Yeah.
But you go play Halo, you can go play any other shooter except maybe Counter-Strike. So
True.
Yeah.
So we went over Halo a little bit ahead of schedule, but that's A-okay. Definitely we'll figure out some things to talk about to fill up that Halo gap on the next upcoming one. So now we're just going to go over organization news. Like I told you guys at the beginning of the podcast, it's going to be kind of like on the short end of the stick. Every week it's going to range anywhere from about an hour to 2 hours. So this is going to be a little bit shorter one just because it's the main one, it's the opening one. We're just, we're bringing back the podcast. We're letting you know about the new stuff that we're going to be implementing and everything like that. So let's go ahead and get into organization news. A lot of things have happened behind the scenes that a lot of regular members don't know about. So definitely do want to go over with you guys, as well as just because I am one of the stream managers, as well as HavoK Praetorian is. So definitely want to go over, if you guys want to go ahead and lay out on the table, what are some requirements you want to see from streamers before we do have this meeting coming up on Wednesday? What are some of the requirements that we're going to go over in the meeting that's going to be on Wednesday?
As of, if you want to join HavoK as a new streamer, I put in this, new recommendation. You have to at least have 2,500 followers and hubs. Everyone else that's in the org, they're grandfathered in, they're safe because, we love everybody in here. We're not going to kick anybody. We're not that type of people. It's going to be a little bit different this year for the stream team. We opened up the stream team last year in January. We kind of hit the fan a little bit towards the end of this year, and everyone got kind of a little bit lazy. And this year, everyone's going to be working together a lot more. We're going to strive for this Twitch partnership. No more joking around. If you're going to be on the stream team, you're going to have a set schedule, at least 3 days a week minimum. As for, everyone needs to auto-host each other more, which I don't see that a lot. People need to pop their heads in everyone else's stream a little more. Stream bomb them. You're going offline. Hey, send your viewers to someone else on the team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't just end the stream and say, okay, we're gonna, it's gonna auto-host whoever, and just be confident with who it's gonna host. Actually, before you get off the stream, figure out who you want to host, and then let it host. So
absolutely.
So the 2017 recap, that was definitely a good video. Obviously, you were scrapped for time. Needed to get it out, obviously, before the new year came around. So let's just go over a little bit what was inside of that video, what was the growth that you guys saw, and then what the video was actually about, and why they should go and definitely check out the recap video if they already haven't.
Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely go watch that on our YouTube. The video, obviously we rushed it because we wanted to get it out before the new year. It mostly just recapped some of our major achievements. A lot of things happened that year within the organization, but we kind of recapped the highlights, especially towards the end. So talked all about Call of Duty, how each team, we sent a team to every single event last year in IW. Each team we had was an improvement. And we capped the year off in CWL with a top 32. So that was pretty good. We also sent a our Twitter tournament winners for MES. If you don't follow Call of Duty, there was a Pro Point tournament the same weekend as the popular local event, Michigan Esports or MES. We've been sending a team to those events, over the past 3 years. So, because a lot of the big name teams didn't want to go, we decided to just host a Twitter tournament. We had 16 teams. Winning team got team pass and jerseys for the event. And it turns out we ended up with a great team.
Absolutely.
We went all the way to grand finals, to the second best of 5, and unfortunately we fell short. But we finished second place in the first LAN tournament of World War II. Mm-hmm. So, hey, that was an awesome achievement. From there, we talked about Smooth, who is our...
And Coffee Prince.
Yeah, pick him up.
Yep.
Pick him up now. So.
Smooth represented us for...
DreamHack,
right.
Mm-hmm.
We got second place in that in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It was awesome. Fighting games are somewhat new to us. I mean, we had Jajon in Super Smash Brothers, but fighting games are somewhat new to us. But we've been enjoying it, and Smooth represented at DreamHack, got us a second place at DreamHack. Almost won that DreamHack trophy. We'll get it next time.
He lost to his training buddy. Him and Punisher, they're buddies from New York. They train against each other consistently. And this past weekend there was a tournament. Punisher got first place. He beat Echo Fox's He beat the number 1 person in Marvel vs. Capcom, actually, and that's Echo Fox's. I think his name is Fox, I believe, is the guy's name. So, and also Coffee Prince, if you guys remember, he got 4th place at DreamHack as well. So that was another good pickup for us as well, for the fighting game scene. And the season is about to start in February for the new one. Smooth will be sending me a schedule of all their tournaments. And Atlantic City is the first one, I believe, that he's going to. And he is in full swing right now. He's putting in a lot more time than he did last season. He came to me personally and told me that he's not playing around this season. He wants to get, as you guys seen in that year in review video, he wants to get us that first place win. He wants to be the first one too. So anyone else out there in HavoK, you better get your try hard pants on and try to get that first place win before Smooth does, because he's hungry for it.
Almost definitely.
Yeah, super excited for this year on that front.
Yeah, never.
And then the end of the video was an interview with John. Super entertaining. Watch it. Check it out on our YouTube. We're hoping to get enough subs pretty quickly. We just launched it to start the new year. So we're hoping to get enough subs to get that custom URL, so it's a little bit easier. But we can link it to you guys. We'll put it up in our chats and on Twitter and things.
Yeah, most definitely. Guys, if you're not already following that is, what is the app for?
Got a lot of great uploads coming up,
it's
too.
HavoK ESports. Just search for HavoK ESports. Then it's got the, I'm pretty sure it's still got the same profile picture as what the Twitter has. So,
yes, it
very
is.
easy to find. So go ahead, go over there, hit the subscribe
Awesome.
button.
Tell them about Savior's Gears of War montage.
Oh, yeah. And, Savior, he's an active military person. He's not as active as everybody, but if you guys are huge Gears of War fans, any FPS shooter or third person, you could say, because it's Gears, but go check out Savior. He's actually trying to put a team together to play on the pro circuit this year, and that kid's amazing at Gears of War. I've played Gears, I've seen Gears, I've watched Optic play, I've seen In Control play, I've seen all these guys play, and he can be on a top team. He's getting 4 and 5 pieces like it's his hobby. So, I think Frag just released that video 3 days ago, along with a few other videos. We have Plexus's videos on our YouTube. He's one of our video editors. He was at NJ Rod, coming out with a video over that. We're going to be doing a top 5 HavoK highlights every week for clips from everybody in HavoK. So if you are in here, guys, make sure
to. We got some good plans for this YouTube.
Yeah, submit your clips for sure. All of Frag's videos are on there. John's videos on there, and we can't forget about Sleepy, the pub stomping god. So if you want to learn how to play some Call of Duty and learn how to pub stomp and spawn kill, go check that guy out. It's very frustrating. I've played with him, and I joined the game with him, and I was on the other team, and it wasn't fun. I actually ended up quitting.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Absolutely.
Dang.
He did the race to Prestige Master too at the start of the game. It was amazing.
He was the first.
Yeah,
Legit.
just-
He was the first legit to master Prestige on PS4.
Single man.
20 hours a day he streamed.
He was,
everybody.
oh my god, he was on a tear. You know, he was streaming like 18 hours a day for like a week.
I'm not even up 20 hours a day. Like,
Yeah, it was wild. It was amazing. He did it. It's all up on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheDiamondHit. Check him out. He's amazing.
definitely. So, definitely as an organization, one of the most prominent and prideful things to do is go to an event with, you know, as an organization. I know definitely whenever I was there with you guys in Dallas, just coming together with the first org that I've actually been to a big event like that with.
You were scared of me. What are you talking about?
As
You
far
always
as-
took steps away from me.
Yeah, you were going crazy, so let's not get things skewed out of proportion. But
You talking shit? Let's go. Sorry.
Exactly.
Had to. I'm getting ready for Nola. Nola weekend, dude. It's this weekend. What am I talking about? 5 days.
Yes,
and
sir.
just a word of advice for everyone: if you want to see hallucinations, go ahead and drink about 20 cups of G Fuel, and you'll be on your way to the moon. Trust me.
On the way to Cloud 9.
Like,
Jonas said,
literally.
I'm floating in the clouds. And then he was out like a light, dude. Next morning,
I was hearing colors. That's how bad it
I
was.
found him asleep underneath the sink. By the way, this kid doesn't drink or do anything. And I tried to wake him up. Kid wouldn't wake up. Held a blow dryer in his face for about 10 minutes. Still didn't wake up. Went to the event. And then he woke up. He's like, hey, did you guys leave me here? I'm like, dude, we tried to wake you up for at least 10 minutes. So be careful, everyone. Don't drink too much G Fuel.
Good in small doses. That's all I'll say to that. But definitely events in the future. If they do release that, there is going to be one in Anaheim. I know Shark. That's one that he's probably going to be trying to go to this year. That's one that myself is going to be going to.
Yeah, I'm hoping they announce like Anaheim or
anything
Vegas. I
West
want them to go
Coast,
back
like,
to Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas, Anaheim, any one of those.
Whew!
That's going to be something that we'll go to.
Vegas
so,
would be
so
fun.
definitely keep up to date with that. We will release, as soon as we find out what we're going to be going to, we will release things on that so that a lot of people can go ahead and plan the trip. That way we can have a big following and basically just a wave of blue while we are there. Because obviously Dallas was great. If we had more people, that would have been even better. We did have a lot of people when we were there.
We had 15 people
Oh,
there.
We had a lot of people. So, and now the organization's bigger. So if we could just get more people out there to rep, the blue, black, and white, then that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't have to be a Call of Duty event. Like, we've been going to Call of Duty events because that's my forte, and
Well, definitely.
I've been dragging Austin there because it's not
I know.
as far for him from Houston to get there.
I know that Austin definitely wants to go to some Halo
But it
events.
could be a Halo
So,
event.
yeah.
It could be, there's a lot of different events that we could.
Call
that we
of
could do.
Duty.
I think it'd be fun to do maybe like a PAX East or a
Oh,
DreamHack
PAX,
like
yeah.
event.
Or an
Or an
ESL, dude.
IEM event.
Oh,
maybe.
God.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
That would be that'd be definitely fun. So
And speaking of CS, we also, our team starts ESL this month. We do have another Counter-Strike team. So,
mhm.
and I know everyone in
the
HavoK,
season.
we may not play Counter-Strike, but definitely when we have those games live on ESEA, the org usually shows up and they really enjoy watching our CS teams because I enjoy it. It takes the most skill as a shooter. I'm a shooting game player. I love FPS is the bottom of my heart, and Counter-Strike is the hardest game. And they're actually in our Discord practicing. I don't know if you've seen that, Nick. So they said they're going to start using Discord now, and I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I mean, we won intermediate champs, right? Season 21.
Yes, sir. Season 21, we were intermediate North America champs. Yes, sir.
That's always good to be champions.
So we love CS.
Getting it out there.
Hope our team does well this season in Open. Look at that Vitrix headset.
I know. Look at that new sponsor in the work. I'm gonna say sponsor yet because they're not out of beta.
No, they haven't. Yeah, they're still in beta. They're not
Correct.
They're not sponsoring yet, but
It comes with its own personal, controller. You have volume. You have like the lighting settings. So turn the light off. I can just have it on, or you can have it fade in and out.
Oh, like
pretty
the
cool,
breathing?
they're-
Oh man, that's dope.
Yep. And then
only comes in purple though. So far.
so far, yeah. It has a setting. So every time you turn it on, there's a setting. So every time you get on, it's already set. It, memorizes everything you said on here. And the noise canceling on it is absolutely ridiculous. So I noticed it when we were in Dallas a little bit, but when I actually got it at home yesterday, like my neighbor underneath me, he just blares his sound system and it's just bass all the time. And my washer was going at the same time. I'm like, I can't play. I had my Astros on. I'm like, oh, why do I have my Astros on? Put this headset on. Everything just went clear. I couldn't hear my girlfriend. Couldn't hear the bass.
Yeah,
couldn't hear the washer.
It has a filter on it, so it eliminates like the lower band sound waves.
Mm-hmm.
So you can still hear, the higher band or higher frequency,
like alarms and
sound
everything like that.
That's around in the room, but all of the,
basically from voices all the way to
lower
low-end
decibel
music or anything.
Yeah,
like
lower
that.
decibel stuff gets filtered out. So, and it's designed for the LAN.
Absolutely, it's not for a casual
atmosphere.
gamer.
I mean,
you can if you're a casual gamer, you can pick one up, but definitely when you're at LAN tournaments, this is the headset to go.
The crowd yelling and everything going around, it literally eliminates all that sound. It's really amazing. It's a great piece of engineering.
And if you guys,
I'm excited for it.
Watch professional games, on main stage, they don't get the leniency of using, their personal headset in like Open Bracket does. They actually have to use white noise canceling headset for voice only, and they have to use earbud iPhone headphones for game sound, which is, in my opinion, that's absolutely ridiculous because they're on main stage. These guys are professionals, and they're having to use worse, equipment than we get to use through the Open Bracket. And I think these headsets going to change the game. And instead of having to take your ear out like this to talk to somebody, there's little flaps on it that opens up, and I can hear everything around me. You close it again, bada bing, bada boom, noise canceling again. So definitely, when these go on the market, I advise everybody to pick up a pair. I will never buy another headset ever again. This is the way to go.
That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Just a little flaps on the side. Sick.
This little flap right here, this flaps up, and it opens up.
See the space in between the.
Oh.
So you can have this. What it's for is you have the sound cancellation, right? And you can just flip up the
flaps,
and it'll open it. And now the sound cancellation is
no longer.
You can hear. It also allows like airflow in and out.
That's crazy.
But it's really nice.
I really want to get one of those.
Yeah, and the microphone's based off what they say the 1960 Black Hawk helicopter or something of that time frame, because inside the cockpit was super loud, had super picked up the the decibels from the chopper was super low. And like I said, when we were in their pro lounge, the only thing I heard was, I believe, was like people talking very low. That was about it. I didn't hear anything else. Yeah.
Well, big shouts out to them. Hopefully we will pick those up. I'm pretty sure that whenever y'all were in the lounge, we were the best team that they were.
I don't want to jinx it.
Exactly.
But especially because a lot of the premier organizations already have headset sponsors.
Right. Turtle Beach, Astro, Sennheiser, HyperX, etc.
I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to talk about it yet, but
let's keep you guys on the edge of your seat. So.
Definitely. So if you guys see the itinerary, I think if you guys are okay with skipping over that next part and then just explaining the last part, that would be probably the best thing to jump into. Unless, of course, you guys want to play that.
What was that?
The game? Did y'all want to play that, or did you want to wait until we got more people into this? Because obviously...
we'll wait till we have a special guest or more people.
Yeah.
With just the opening up broadcast, we're trying to basically, like I've said already twice now.
We had a lot to catch up on since season 1.
Got a lot to catch up on, so we're just, introducing the new season to everyone, and the next week is going to be full-fledged. It's probably going to take up to 2 hours. Going to have a lot of content next week, so stay tuned for that. And then
it'll be after New Orleans.
If you do want to get into it,
let's go HavoK.
Definitely let myself, Prophecy, or Shark know. That way we can go ahead and start picking people out for each week, and we'll start writing itineraries in advance. So I think that will be good. This leads us to basically the conclusion. This is a new section that we're following members news. Now, what this is basically, like I was telling you in the beginning, it's basically a post where if you guys have anything coming up, any tournaments, anything like that that you want the whole organization to know about, as well as the viewers to know about, to either go and support you, to watch, if you're going to be in any OLTs that are huge, if you qualified for anything, if you won anything, something big, go ahead and let us know, and then we will announce that here. Obviously, we're only going to announce the things that we think deserve to be on here. Definitely, if it is something big, then please do let us know that we can put it on here, because your hard work does need to be acknowledged. So that's what that's going to be. So big shouts out to our owners, Shark and Prophecy. We're getting this back underway for the 2018 season. Vitrix Pro, we've already put that into the chat, so if you guys want to go check out those headsets, then definitely. So I think that's gonna wrap it up pretty much. Do you guys have anything to say to everyone?
Hey, 2017 was our build year, and 2018 is the year. We've been saying it all year last year.
We're excited this year. We've launched a lot of things. We have a lot of things coming out.
We've met a lot of people. We've gotten in touch with a lot of people, and we'll see. Yeah, absolutely. Nothing but positivity going into this year. Just like in March, it's going to be our 6th year that HavoK has been around, which is insane. I never thought that we would have ever got this big. We see B&C in the chat. I used to play Call of Duty AW with them before I even had an org. I was just on the HavoK paintball team, and then next thing you know, I had Cyborg and Hooligan, those little rascals, playing Call of Duty, and they're like, "Hey, we got Shark. He's our coach." I'm like, "All right, come on, Shark. You can be your coach." Blah blah blah. And the next thing you know, here we are going to CWL events. We have pro players now. Amazing entertainers and awesome GFX artists. People they started. We have a few people like John and Jonas and Fragged and you guys who came into HavoK, and you guys have been here for a long time, and I've seen you guys go from 50 followers to thousands of followers now, and the growth is absolutely ridiculous. And as the year in review, John said, we're this close, and we can feel it. We've crossed that threshold. We just got to maintain it. So
getting that pro team, now we're lower end pro team, but it's still a pro team, so we've crossed that threshold. So
Happy New Year.
Exact thing as John said.
Hey, I mean, we were there in Halo back in the day, but
Halo was dead. So
I do thank everyone for coming out to support. I think we peaked out at like 17 viewers, which is awesome for the first one. So definitely continued support on this series is as appreciated. I'm taking my time out of the day. HavoK Prophecy as well as HavoK Shark are doing that as well, so it really does mean a lot to us. Like I said, we put a lot into this. If you do want to be in an upcoming one, please let one of us. Big shouts out to all of our sponsors over at Game for Autism, MaxT, Sportswear, Mod Junkies, and Insane Labs. Guys, remember to go ahead and use those codes, spread the word, everything like that. The more you help HavoK grow, the more they're going to help you grow. I can personally say that, not doing anything myself, having 100 to 150 followers starting out in 1 year's time, having close to 4,000 followers, and now I'm peaking around the 4,600 mark. It's just a big step in the right direction, peaking out at 19,000 over on Ustream. So just the help of HavoK, if you do things for HavoK, such as volunteer to do things, the more you do for them, the more that they're going to do for you, and the more that they're going to respect you. So that's my word of advice. I will see a lot.
Yeah, in this podcast, like if you guys didn't, sorry, Nate, if you guys didn't see the first season, we usually talk. We don't just strictly talk about the organization or even gaming. We normally, most of it is gaming, but we do talk about other things. We had a lot to catch up on since season 1. The entire end of 2017 was a
what happened to your
roller
Bills?
coaster. My Bills lost in the playoffs.
But they made it.
That's
right? What matters. What matters.
17-year drought. But HavoK won't take that long.
Hold on.
Awesome. Well, I do thank y'all once again for coming out to watch. Like Shark said, next week we're going to have it action-packed, so we're going to have a lot more A lot more things to talk about. Definitely have.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of things.
We're at that
We
next
don't
week. You know,
strictly talk about gaming in this podcast. We talk about all kinds of things in the news outside of gaming.
politics, sports, etc. You know, we
Definitely
have
not politics.
I'm just kidding.
Crazy.
I love
talking about.
Sorry, I'm biased. I love Trump. You guys
That's
already
not what
know
we
that.
talk about on the internet. So
Oh, man.
yeah, we talk about tons of things. We, last season, we did like a car of the week, things like that. We're gonna have a lot of fun on this podcast. We're excited to bring it back. This episode was just kind of a big catch up of everything from the end of season 1's podcast, and we wanted to get a lot of things talked about within the organization. So now that that's done, look forward to episode 2. We're gonna hopefully be on every Monday.
Every Monday all year long.
Yep, every Monday, 7 Eastern.
And we want a special guest every single week.
Yep.
So
Yep.
please,
if you watch season 1, we brought in a lot of special guests. This one, like we said, we had a lot of things we wanted to talk about and get out in the open and in the air and done with. So excited for number 2. We'll have a special guest, and
we'll cover over NOLA for sure.
Right.
Yep.
And then the national championships coming up. Actually, is tonight, so we'll probably cover that a little bit. Super Bowl's coming up. All that good stuff. Astros won the World Series. Hats off to the H-Town Astros. First championship ever. Sorry, had to. Hometown heroes. But I know that if anyone after the stream, if you guys are wanting to play any games with any of us, I believe Shark's probably going to play some PUBG. So if Blonde Jesus or...
Actually, the 3 of us should play some Fortnite.
All right, well, Plasma, saddle up your horsey, baby. It's time.
Grab one player and I'll play a couple games. But
I do have a meeting I have to be in. Again.
I did the pre-podcast broadcast, Austin, so now you have to do the post-podcast broadcast on Fortnite.
All right, deal.
I'm going to play PUBG, you play Fortnite afterwards.
All right, Jonas, you got a meeting, buddy? You want to be in play?
Once I get out of the meeting, then I will be definitely on with you and Shark later. But go ahead and close everything out. Like I said, thanks guys so much.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Really do appreciate all the support. We're going to be back at it next week, 7 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Not always going to go all the way to 9, but we like to have that 2-hour gap just to work with. So it's been Nades, it's been Prophecy, it's been Shark. It's been so much fun. Thank y'all so much for watching the first podcast of the year. And until next time.
See you guys next week.